Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com, and today we're looking at the Eachine LCD5802D monitor. Now I have a thing for monitors because I always like to have one with me when I'm out in the field if I'm FPVing. Even if I'm not particularly out there to fly that day, it's awesome to have something that will be able to look at other airplanes, quads in the air, and just fly from their cockpit and sit there and take a gander. The other thing I really love about a monitor like this is the capability of having DVR built into it. And as a reviewer, this is really important. If you're a YouTuber or somebody who likes to share their FPV experience, what you see in the goggles, this is something that you pretty much need to have. That way you can fly and let this do the DVR recording. And it also acts as a backup for you in the field in case you lose your goggles or battery on the goggles or something like that. You can jump over here to this screen. Also, and you've heard me say this before, every time we fly, anywhere we go, I don't care where it is, somebody, usually more than a few, will wander up and ask, what are we doing? And without getting out of my goggles, I can tell them to look at the monitor and then explain to them what's happening and, you know, blow their mind. And then they too will be addicted to FPV. So let's talk about what makes the Eachine cool. I have my spec list here, but first let's talk about the most obvious cool part. Many of these screens come with shades, and the shades tend to be fabric, but they always fold in on the sides and you can't see your on-screen display. So this has a plastic piece that not only protects it when you're traveling, but also is a real sunscreen that actually works. So I love that about it. And I guess we'll talk about what I love first and go over specs after that. On the side here you have your AV out. So if you wanted to go out to your goggles or to something else, you could go out here. Micro SD card goes right here. Awesome. I have another unit where the SD card's kind of off and to the back. It's a pain to get to. This is super easy. Also super easy to know that your SD card is in there before you go to the field. Something that you need to always make sure of. AV in, and then power. So this is interesting. It has a lithium polymer built into the screen. Now, I've had things with built-in lithium polymers, and they tend to bother me because when the battery runs out, what am I going to do? Recharge, stop flying, go home? If you're lucky, it doesn't go out until you're done. So the cool part about this monitor is that there is you can plug in here to charge the onboard lithium polymer, or they give you a cable that allows you to run a lithium polymer battery into it. So if you don't want to use the onboard lipo, or you run it out of juice, you can use your own lithium polymer battery. And we're on diversity. This shows your A or your B. You can see it switching back and forth looking for a signal. There is none. And now I'm going to go to the search button right here. Hold it down. And it has found my hot rod quadcopter here. See my roof. So there you have the screen, and there is an OSD here, and it is showing you your, actually the on-screen display you're seeing here is coming off my quadcopter, but then we also have the green on-screen display. Let me shoot this at black. So you can see now the diversity. The white on-screen display is from my quadcopter. The green is coming off of the Eachine screen. So we see signal strength, we see it's in diversity, we see the channel, and we see by the red light, LED light, that we're using the A receiver at this time. And then in the upper right hand corner you'll also see the green battery showing us the internal lipo is low and needs to be recharged. So just again, once again, a few things to be aware of. It comes with rubber ducky antennas, but it does not come with the antennas you're going to want, which are better handmade blue beams or whatever, you know, you want to use for an omni and a directional. Also, it does not come with a micro SD card, and you're going to want that because that's part of the appeal of this. So I'm going to pop this into the side. So I'll pop that into the side. This allows you to record what's on your screen, and the great part about this, it's not complicated. It's not behind the screen. It's right here in front. It says record pick, and all you do is push that down, and you'll see in the upper right hand corner is the red dot, and that indicates that you are now recording video. So I'm pressing the menu button. There's the menu. Continue to press it to go down and scroll through. Use the band and the channel button to turn things down or turn things up, and then you exit out of there. Now if you want to get out, just stand back for a second and it will jump back out. By clicking the menu button, you can also go from AV to your receivers, A, B, and diversity. So you could use one receiver, two receivers, or diversity. Also, you can hold down the menu button, and then there's DVR. So push the BAM button, and that brings you into your DVR mode. Okay, so also, of course, A and B tells you which receiver you're working off of. So if I cover up B, it's going to use A. If I cover up A, it's going to go to B. Another indicator to be aware of before we jump to the flight video is this is your battery light indicator, and as you're charging, it will be red until it is fully charged, then this turns green. So that is the information on the screen. I'm going to tell you right now that I like it a lot. It is now my #1 screen that I take out to the field for many reasons. I love that the DVR is so simple. It's on the front. The card slot is on the side and visible to me. I love the screen and how it protects it and how it works in the sunlight, and it's dual diversity. The only thing I would ask of this is if it was just bigger. I'd like a 9-inch. But it's not, and if it was, it would be more expensive. So here we are at the field. I took my 32 gig micro SD card and put it in the side, and we are shooting off of the Hermit. This is a micro quad, but it has a pretty nice camera and a 300 milliwatt video transmitter, which does well at our field. So you can see the on-screen display here. Some information, a nice jet, very awesome. I am moving out of the way so I don't hit the jet, and we're in the air. Of course, your DVR recording is only as good as the camera that you're shooting with. So this is what we have. I have used this for flying. Usually I fly out of goggles, but I did use this more than a few occasions to FPV with. And there you go. You can also take photos with this. So I'm going to hit the cut button right here and drop a photo in so you can see what that looks like. So I almost never use a monitor like this to steal photos. It essentially looks exactly like a video still. And we're back in the air. So this kind of gives you a good idea. Dual diversity, two different antennas, and once again 300 milliwatts, so not a staggering amount of broadcast power. But it looks great to me. It works for me. We're all the way behind the unit at this point. And that's where the Omni antenna comes in. Now we're about to jump out in front. I should have gone in the bowl there to see how that would have worked. Usually I can get away with that. So this is your aerial footage. Doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And I guess we'll jump out. I'll do my conclusion. And you can go read the review on rcgroups.com. So let's do that right now. So in conclusion, I'm a big fan. I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these units. I've had a unit I've been using regularly. I like the internal battery. I like that if it goes out, I can use a battery that I already have. But I like that I probably won't have to do that in the field. It makes it more compact. We haven't looked at the back, have we? The back is pretty standard, and the speakers are actually very loud. So if you didn't want to wear headphones, then you could utilize it that way. It's not too big. It's not too small. I like the record button right on the front. I like the red light indicating that I'm recording. I like the ability to check my recording before I leave the field. Dual diversity seems to work great. And that's it. I hope this has helped you in your buying decision. Works great for me. And I think if you're looking for a screen like this, this is a great one to pick. I'm Jim T. Graham with RCGroups.com.